All right, I am back. It's about 12:20 a.m. my time. I figured out what I did wrong. If anybody had watched my previous blenders with cloth simulation, I wasn't actually in the right render mode. I was actually in Blender render, I think, and not Cycles
I
render.
figured out what I did wrong. If anybody had watched my previous blenders.
So I am actually like a little wide awake. I decided I'm going to try something different. I'm trying to make a little table and kind of show you as a cloth simulator by making it as a cloth and kind of draping tablecloth I actually do. I've done something like this before, so it should go pretty smooth. If not, whatever. We'll see what happens. I mean, let's give it a go. So anybody who wants to follow along, you can. If you don't have Blender 2.77, go download it. Let me know in the side chat. I will wait for you. And if you want to come in, just send me a message. I don't expect too many people to watch this, but since I want to do it for my own edification, I figured I would do it at the same time while anybody who likes Blender may want to follow along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make a table. What I started with is actually the default. So I'm just going to make sure I'm in new. Okay, so I'm in my starter files. Loaded my starter file. I am going to actually use this cube, I think. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to scale this. And I'm going to scale it on the Z. Okay, and I'm kind of making it really kind of thin. This is going to be like the top of the table. And then I'm going to scale it again by hitting S. It's making it a little bit bigger. So I think the table would be like that. And then, I don't make it a little thinner, right? Actually, let me make it thinner first. Okay. There we go. Now I'll make it a little thinner. And now that should be about right. Okay, so that'll go about right for a tabletop. Okay, so I'm going to move that up. Okay, that's going to be the top of my table. And then since I don't have any cuts, what I'm going to do is I am going to add some cuts in there. So let me go to edit mode. And to add cuts, right, we're going to hit Control R. And I'm going to scale these up this way. I'm going to put, let's see here. Want big legs or little legs? We'll go 6 cuts. Okay. And then I'm going to line them up so it looks pretty even. And then we're going to go and do the same thing over here the opposite way. So Control R. 6 more cuts. Okay, and hit left mouse button. And kind of put them right there. All right, so this is giving me the top of my table. You guys see that already? Now I want to go to my face mode again, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the legs. Again, I've already tried this once. It was just something I kind of came up with, so let's see if I can do it again. I want to hit Shift and the right mouse button on the 4 corners, and what that's going to do is going to highlight each individual one of them. And then I want to be able to extrude them. So I hit E, and I'm just going to bring them straight down. Look at that. So now I have a table. Pretty cool. Now I was going to add a texture to this. So I have a couple textures I've downloaded. If anybody can go look and just type in texture and the thing you want, whether you want wood, you want metal, and there's a lot of textures out there. I haven't decided what texture to give this yet. So let me make a floor first. I'm going to add a plane mesh. Oops. Object mode. So mesh, and I'm at a. Get rid of that thing. I don't want that. Oop. Got rid of my legs. Let me try that again here. No. I got rid of too much stuff. That's what happened here with slow computer. You hit Control Z too many times, and it kind of deletes what you did. So no big deal. We're just going to add these things again. So go to my edit mode. Okay, and we're going to hit Control R again. Oops. Yeah, what's going on here? There you go. Control R, and there we go. Now I'm going to add, see, them. Turn around there. Yeah, we'll go this way. Hit Control R. Scroll. Make cuts. Line them up. Okay, then I'm going to go to the bottom view. Yeah, I know I just did this, but unfortunately, I hit Control Z too many times, and it removed it. So I had Shift, corner, 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 extrude, which is going to be E. And now I have my table back again. And actually, I'm going to save this as I go so that I don't make those kind of mistakes anymore. Table. And now I'm going to make the floor. So I'm going to add the mesh, which is going to be your plane. Down here, I am going to make it size 5. So you hit S for size, 5, and then I'll resize it 5 times. And I'm going to place that right underneath there. Okay, so again, I'm just doing this for me, and if somebody wants to watch, that's fine. All right, so this is how I would make a scene. Actually, I'll make a little bit bigger table. Let's see. Okay, how's that so far? Yeah, look okay. Okay. Now I'm going to change some things around for my settings. I'm going to go to my world. I want a nice black color because I like black. And I'm going to add a little bit of texture to the floor. I'm actually going to make this into a wood panel, I decided. So the way I'm going to make that in a wood panel, I'm going to click this with the right mouse button and go to my materials, hit new. And I am going to go into my node editor here. I think I can do it this way. No, actually, no. Let me try it. Let me try it a different way. There's 3 or 4 different ways of doing this. I could do it as a unwrap, or I can just do it as a node editor. So I'm gonna use the node editor. Let's see if I can just try it this way. Yeah, that's not gonna work either. Oh shit! Yeah, same thing. I gotta go to my cycles render. That's okay. So okay, I don't want that material one. All right, we'll just do it this way. Not the way I was wanting to do it, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to actually do it as a texture. What I'm going to do is you click this little button here. This will give you a texture. So I'm going to go to open file, and then I'm going to open this little wood texture I found. So this actually look at it rendered and see if it. Oh, I need lighting up. Let me get some lighting in here. So let me add a light. I haven't got to the cloth simulator yet. So let me see. I want to add a lamp. I want to add. I'm just going to add a sun. Whatever. Let's see how that looks. Okay. Okay. Now, how do I get this textured? Let me try a different way. I'm going to input it as a texture coordinate. Let me try this. Again, I'm playing around with this, so this is not a tutorial. Let's see here. I want to have an input, texture coordinates, and I want an image texture. I want it generated. I want to have wood texture. And then I want that to be my material. Well, that's not coming out too well. Let's try it this way. Let me try environmental texture this way. Open. Will this work? There we go. Now I'm getting some texture in there. Okay, so I'm going to do it this way with the material settings. Obviously, it's kind of distorted, so let's see if I can get it generated. Nope. Image. Let me try this text. Yeah, I'm not even liking that texture. Let me add a vector here. So if I go to node editor, okay, and I'm going to add a vector. Texture, here we go, texture coordinate. So let me see if I can add a generated there and see if that makes a difference. Maybe it makes it a little smoother. Still not the texture I was going for. Let's try different textures here. That'd be lava. I don't like that one. Well, that was good enough for now. I'm actually just trying to do the cloth thing. But, all right, let's actually add a cloth to it. I want to show you how to do the tablecloth. That's where I screwed up last time. So the cloth is actually going to work like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a mesh plane, okay, and I'm going to size it up quite a bit, right, because I want it to cover the actual table. Okay, I'm going to move it over here. It's got to be a little smaller than that because I want to be able to see the legs of the drapes down. Okay. Okay, that should cover most of that. Okay, so what I needed to do first, I did two things wrong last time, if anybody watched it. You need to leave the two nodes you added when you're using Blender Internal. Which two nodes, Dave? Dave says you need to delete the two nodes you added when you're using Blender Internal. Oh, you mean the material nodes? Which one was that, Dave? Let me add you in here, Dave. Then let me see if I can do the cloth simulator. I can never add you, Dave. I don't know what it is. Just message me and I'll get you the link. If you want to come in. Okay, so I've actually got to do the sub modifier first. That's one of the problems I had before. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a new material for this. I'm going to make this in my nodes simulator because I want to be able to change the color. So I'm going to add a color, mix RGB. No, not mix RGB. Input RGB color. Okay, and then I'm going to put diffuse. And I'm actually going to. I tried this before with a textured between diffuse and velvet, and I thought it came out okay. So then I'm going to have to add the mix these together. So I'm adding a mix shader. And then I'll put the color here, I'll put the color here, and I'm going to get a nice blue color. So let's see how that looks so far. Oh, I guess I didn't set my camera, huh? So I want to hit N, I want to lock camera to view, so now I can kind of scroll around with that and not have to worry about it. So let's just take it like right from there. And let's see if that made it yeah, made it to a little blue. But I need more lighting, huh? That lighting is rough. So let's make another lighting source. So I'm gonna make a plain lighting source. I'm gonna pick it up here, I'm gonna scale it up. I'm gonna tilt it on the x-axis. We'll go about 45 degrees. Actually, no, we'll go the other direction. There we go. And this is going to be a emission because I want it to be a light source, right? And we'll give it a strength of 50. Let's see how that renders. Oh, a little bit bright. About 25. Okay. So I got to make sure that this is dead center. So okay, this is tablecloth supposed to drape. It's going to drape over here. So I want to make sure that it's like right over the table. Look pretty good, guys. Like over the table. A little bit off center. Okay, that's be okay. Okay. So I want to actually add some vertexes in here. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to edit mode and I'm going to hit subdivide. Okay. And I want to add 50 cuts. Okay, so that's going to have my subdivision there. Now when I come over here to my modifier, now I can go ahead and make it into the cloth. I can make it into solidify, and I'm going to make it into subdivision surface. And I'm going to make my view 2. Now when I run this, look what happens. Oops, actually I need a collision, so one sec. Table has to have collision. I want it to interact with the table, right? So when it hits the table, it's actually going to interact with the table and to itself. So I've got to add collision to the table. And I want to add collision to the actual cloth itself. So now let's see if that falls down. There we go. Now it's going. And now see how it goes over the table now? That's kind of what I'm looking for. Okay, stop it right about there. Okay, so now when I render this, let's see what it actually looks like. I should have a nice tablecloth over it that I'm gonna. I tried a couple other settings and it kind of looked okay. So let's see how this looks just as is. Yes, my computer's slow. Not too bad. I mean, it has a little bit of texture down here, but I'm going to show you how to make a little bit more with a bump. Yeah, I don't have to wait for that fully to render because it's okay, but it's not perfect yet. So let me go to my camera. I want to zoom out. Let me change my focal length. Now it's still 35. I know it's. Try like right about there. We get some textures going on there. So what I want to do here is I want to kind of make that stand out a little bit more. So I actually added another input device. I'm going to go with mixer. So I gotta go to shader, mix shader, and I'm going to add in an input of let's see here, what's it? Oh, bump. Here we go. So I'm going to add a bump filter in there. I think I did it this way. Let's try this. Let's get this over here. And let me see if that added a little more detail to it with the bump. Oh, that produced a really weird line here. Should add some detail to the cloth down here. But see how it added this art thing here? I don't want that. It did seem to add more detail right here though, on the actual cloth. So let me kick that bump down a little bit. Let me see if that's a little too much. If that makes a difference. Oh, shoot. Now my cloth thing went away. This is the problem of having a slow computer. Because I never know if it's my computer's not doing it or it's something else. So I want to go back to start. See, I'm playing animation and something happening. Because it's, I think it's the computer. Oh. Now it's not falling down. All right, hang on one sec. That's why I saved it for that very thing. Nope. Well, that just sucked. I thought I saved it for the other part of it. Okay, well, let's make it again real quick. Make it a little bit better anyways. So size. I'm not gonna worry about the floor right now. I just want to make the cloth actually go over like it's supposed to. Again, I'm just practicing. This is not a tutorial because I don't play much with the cloth simulator. Yeah, it looks like it's, yeah, it's over it. I'm going to scale it up a little bit. Okay, so again, I'm going to do this again here. I'm going to go to edit mode and I'm going to go to subdivide. I'm going to go 50 cuts. I'm going to go over here to the modify cloth, modify solidify to give it some depth and subdivision surface with a 2. And then I'll run it. And it should fall right over it in object mode. Oh, well, what happened there? That should be 2 different objects. Let's see here. So I want to, why are they being together? Well, this is fun. Hey, Dave, why did it put those together? It should not have. Try that again. Add mesh, plane. I'm going to get this way up here. Size. That's way too big. I need a lot of practice with these cloth simulators. A little bigger. Oh, if you hit Z, if you don't know, you hit Z and you can actually get to this like wire type frame, so you can actually see if you're over something like that. So, anyways, let's try something like that. I'm gonna go a little bit bigger. Okay, so that should be its own thing. I'm going to do, if we click here with collision, I'm going to add that right now. That's in the particle collision. And I'm going to add a surface modifier there in a second after I go subdivide 50. Now I want to add my modifiers, cloth. I want to go solidify, oops, not that one, solidify. And then subsurface 2. And, okay, so now it should drop down over there, and it's not. Oh, yeah, I went in the wrong mode. Now it's falling over it, kind of contours to it. And there we go. I'm going to end it right about there. I'm going to add a lighting source. And you know what? I'm going to add actually a lighting source this way. Plain lighting source. Kind of tilt that over it. Yeah, not perfect, but it'll do. All right, so let me add, that's going to be emission. I want that to be emission. I don't want diffuse there. Well, let me change that in the node editor then. No, see, that's the materials. I don't want that. Hey, oh, because I'm in Blender render. God dang it. That's why. Make sure you're in Cycles render for this stuff, guys. I do that all the time. So now it's still stuck on that though. So let me make a new one. Add mesh plane. Rotate it just on the x-axis. And that should give me a nice little light source right on that table there. Okay, now, see, now when I'm in Cycles render, see, now I can just go to here and I say, I don't want diffuse, I want emission. That I don't know, I think it's 10, we'll try 10. And that should give me a light source. Yeah, that gives me a light source. A little bit too much, actually, light source, but it gives me a light source. So let's kick that down to 5. All right. The tablecloth's pretty low, so just try that side, man. The tablecloth. I don't want this part to render there, obviously. So I got to be careful of that. Lock view, and this is like may show a little bit. I can move it out of the screen, but the easiest way, actually Dave showed me, was kind of nice. All you do is go to the object button, and you click down here to cycle setting, ray visibility, and hit camera, and then this won't show. So it can be in the field of view of your camera, but when you go to render it, it's not going to show. So I want to add some color to that tablecloth now. So I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to go to Material, New, and now I'm going to go to the Node Editor. So now I'm in the Node Editor just for the tablecloth, right? And so I want to be able to change the color of the tablecloth on the fly rather than just going over here. I can set it with anything I want. But if I want to actually do it to see what kind of colors I like, I could do it this way. So I'm going to do add. I'm going to do a mix shader. I'm going to drop it in right there. And then I'm going to add an RGB color node. So that is, where's it at? Input, RGB. And I'm actually going to add a velvet shader as well, because I thought that came out okay. So that's going to go into there, and then this color is going to go into there. That's going to color go into there, and I'm going to try to go nice blue color. Okay, so now I got this color that's going to go to both the diffuser shader and the velvet shader. And what this does is this mixes it in, so it's a factor of a half and half. So it kind of combines the diffuse and velvet together. So let's see how that looks when I render it. Oh, that gives it some texture. There's some texture on there. But it looks like an actual cloth, right? That's the whole goal. I mean, it's supposed to be a tablecloth. really hate this perspective though. All right, let me make a floor and let me give the legs some depth to them or something. So I'm going to change the material for this. I'm going to give this an image texture. And I'm going to open and I'm going to go wood. Let's see if that works. Okay, and I'm going to make the floor very similar. So I add a plain mesh, size it up, pick it up. And I'm going to go on here. I'm going to make this a no wood thing too. Actually, I got a couple of different wood files, so I'm going to. Oh shit, wrong one. Try that one. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's not too bad. It looks like a decent cloth. I mean, I have it on low sampling right now because it renders render a lot faster. So it's starting to look like an actual wood table with a cloth on top for the tablecloth. I should have made it a little bigger, obviously a little short on this end. Whatever. And this generated one down here on the floor. Probably need to do something with that, but you get the idea. All right, so not horrible so far. Let me see if I can actually make the floor a little bit better though. I want that plain. And I want texture, linear. Let's add a generated vector. And we try it that way. As you can tell, this preview kind of shows you what the material is kind of going to look like. Yeah, not too bad. We could kind of play around with it and try some other. Let's see here. All right, let me go on a little higher render and let's see what I can make this. And you know what? Just for fun, I'm gonna add a little bowl on here. So I want a little UV sphere. Okay. And I'm gonna show you how to make a little bowl. It's really simple. So here's my sphere. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to edit mode. Okay. I'm gonna hit A. I'm gonna get rid of all these stuff there. I'm gonna hit 3, and that's gonna put me into this mode. Now I'm looking at it like straight on from the right. I'm gonna hit this little button here to make sure that I'm getting both sides. I hit B again, right? So you guys did this earlier. So I'm gonna highlight the top, and I'm gonna delete the faces. That's gonna give me a nice little bowl. Okay, so now I'm gonna put the bowl on the table. Oop. No, don't do that. I'm gonna go edit mode. There we go. Yeah, you've really got to learn about spatial relationships to do this. It's you got to think in 3 dimensions. Okay, there we go. And if I happen to want to give the bowl a texture, I can too. I mean, I just go here, material. I go here, and I will give it the same texture. I'm just going to give it a wood texture. Okay. A nice wooden bowl. I'm going to add a little modifier to it though. I'm going to add a subsurface modifier. I'm going to kick it to 2, and I'm going to go smooth. Which I actually should have smoothed out the tablecloth as well. Probably would have made it a little bit drapier if I smoothed it out. But since a lot of tablecloths don't have smooth, they actually have that rough kind of thing. Maybe that actually came out okay. So let's see what this looks like rendered. Let me get that in the center. Okay, so let's render this out so it looks like. And it should have a little wooden bowl on a little wooden, yeah, see, look, that came out okay for that one bowl. And it's a little wooden table with a little blue tablecloth on it. Like I said, I should have made this bigger. You can obviously tell that this side is way too small compared to this side, but this is how you would make a table with the tablecloth. What do you guys think so far? Anybody watching? No. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's kind of cute. I mean, if you want to add a glass to it, you can do that as well. Like, for example, let's see. I want to add a little glass, just like we did last time. So I want to go to here. Before that is, I'm actually going to save this. Now, let's say I want to make a glass. So how did we make a glass last time? We went to add mesh. We went to UV sphere, right? We went to add modifier, subsurface view 2, smooth, and then we went to edit mode. And I'm going to go 3 so I can get it to be right on from the right side. I'm going to hit B for box. I'm going to just get rid of this top part. I'm going to delete, just like we did with the bowl. Okay, I want to get rid of the faces. Okay, now that's going to give me the top of my cup. So I have 3 again. I want to just bring down these right down here. So I'm going to hit those and extrude. This will give me a nice little goblet type thing. And then, actually, I like the way it did this. Maybe it worked out okay. Let's see here. And then I want to do extrude and size, and I want to bring it up like, yep. Do I have proportional mode? That's what's happening? I think I'm in proportional mode. I don't want proportional. Let's see, what do I, there we go. Let's try this again. Extrude. Yeah, I don't know why it's adding that other stuff. I'm not, I think I've got too many vertices is what's happening. So let me see if I can just get the bottom vertices here. I don't want to play animation. Oh, I know what's happening. I know what's happening. Oh, David, you're killing me. You made me have that that space bar add-on, and now it's messing me up because I'm not used to using it. So there we go. That's why. Okay, now let me try it this way. I got 3. Oh, no, see, I don't want to do that. Welcome to 3D modeling, guys. Okay, so I want just these right here. No, I'll take those 2. Okay, let's try that. David, why is it doing this to me, guy? Dave's not even in my side chat anymore, so all right. Screw it, let's try it this way. Extrude. Nope. Well, I got one. I could try something else. Let me try this. Let me get rid of this. Let me try it before doing the subsurface modifier. Delete. Okay. I don't know if that's a remnant or what. All right, let me try something else here. Let me add it this way. I'm going to UV sphere, and I'm going to cut it in half before I add that modifier in. Well, that's going to help. So, all right. I gotta get rid of this Wrangler thing, or this add-on. It's driving me nuts. What was it, space bar or something? Menu, no, I don't even remember what it was. I can't get rid of it. Great. Would you not be Rational Martian? Would you rather not be better using a turning or lathing method on a curve to achieve a goblet? Yeah, you can do. Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't have any machinery and I can't do the lathe here, but you can actually make it in from a cylinder. I'm trying to do it this way, but unfortunately I'm not having as much luck as I should. But let's try it out. That highlighted this at the bottom. I should be able to delete that. Okay, there we go. And now highlight those, and I'll rotate that on the X. God dang it, see, this little space bar thing's messing me up. Rotate 180 degrees on the X. No, I don't like that at all. All right, let me try this one more time. I'm going to add a goblet, and I'm going to add it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to do it in object mode. I want to add a mesh. I want to add a UV sphere. I'm going to kick it up. I'm going to hit a 3. Excuse me, just 3. I'm going to go to edit mode. I'm going to hit A. I'm going to hit box. Okay. And then I'm going to delete. Okay. And then I want to box these down here. I'm just going to extrude. There we go. That's better. That's too many though. Oh, let's try a little bit smaller. I just really want these right down here. And now I'm going to extrude. There we go. That's a little thinner. And then I want to make the base for its size.
Oh, goodness.
I want vertices. Extrude. Oh. Let's see, extrude and then size. That's done it. There we go. That adds a little bit. That gives a little base. And then what we're going to do before, like I said, I want to kind of get rid of this little bump at the bottom there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit size and it's 0. Nope. I'm going to hit enter size 0. Oh. Let's try. Let's see if I can do this right. Let me just see if I can get these little vertices right there. And I'm going to hit Control M. Yeah, it'll be okay. Yeah, I was gonna like merge them to center, but I guess I really don't need to. Okay, does that look like a little glass, guys, so far? Yeah, I guess so. So now I'm gonna add my little surface modifier. I'm gonna make it very thin and give a little detail to it. That's okay. I want to smooth it, and I want to add the material. So I'm gonna make this one glass, obviously. So I'm actually gonna do that in the node editor. So I wanted to add a glass texture. I'll keep the diffuse. Add a mix shader. Well, that's kind of a rough glass, isn't it? Let's try without the diffuse. Yeah, let's get rid of the diffuse. Let's just make glass. Now we're going to put this on the table. There we go. Now I got a bowl and a goblet. Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, from this angle, it's not too bad. All right, so let's move this up here. Let me see. And what I want to do is I want to get my camera angle just like that.
Oh gosh.
So what do you guys think? There, does that look good? A little bit center. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see what it renders at. So I'm gonna actually make this a little higher render. So you can go down to sampling here, and I'm gonna go sample 200, and then I'm gonna render it, and we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, like I said, I don't do much with cloth simulators, Rational Martian, but I'm just showing people if they want to make a tablecloth, this is how you do it. So I have a tablecloth now. Now, if you notice, my glass is actually like not centered on my table, so it looks like it's kind of floating there. So before that renders, if I notice that, you just hit this button up here, and I can actually stop it, go back to my 3D view, lower this on the Z a little bit, so it's actually on the table. I'm actually going to change the I'm going to change the backdrop a little bit. Let's see if I can do this. So I'm going to go to World. I'm going to use Nodes, and I'm going to put a backdrop on it. I don't know if I can just put a sky texture or not. I think I have to put something on it first. I don't know what this is going to do. Hang on. Yeah, give it a little sky color. The bowl came out pretty good though. And then if you want to add silverware, maybe we can try to make some silverware. I never tried to make silverware. How bad could it be? Yeah, right. And then you just make it a metallic and maybe use a Fresnel, and then I think it's an anthropomorphic, I think you use for it, shader. Let's see how the glass came out. Yes, my computer's slow. I kind of like that sky texture. It's a nice little teal color. And the floor actually looks like carpet a little bit. Actually, I could put a bump in there, or I could put a noise filter on there as well. Probably make it into an actual carpet at this point. But let's see how it renders. Is it kind of looking like a table, guys, so far? Photorealistic? Yeah, it's not bad. I'm actually going to save that because I kind of like the way this came out. I might be, like I said, I might be able to try to add a bump filter here or a noise filter and see if I can make that into a carpet instead. All right, so I'm going to save this. So let's see here how I can make that into a carpet. So I want to highlight this. I want to go to my node filter again. Okay, I can add maybe a displacement to it modifier or maybe a bump modifier. What do you guys think? Or noise? Let me add a noise filter of some kind. So I'm going to input, not a Fresnel. Fresnel I will use for a metal, but it has to do with how much light is going to reflect. Let's try a noise filter if I can find where it's at. There, a noise texture. And so I need a mixer. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use a multiplier. Let's see if this works. Math. I want to multiply. That's Modelo. I don't need Modelo. Nope, not math. I want mix RGBs. No. Oh, add shader. There we go. No, that's not add shader either. Oh, let's see here. I need a multiplier. Where's my multiplier? You guys see a multiplier in there? I'm not seeing it. Well, let's try the mix shader first. I'm going to drop this in there. Then I'm going to put this noise texture in there. Yeah, a bump and a noise. You say rational. All right, let me add a bump two to it. But I say I want to add rational. I want to add it with a multiplier, and I don't remember where the multiplier is at. It's not the add shader. It's mix RGB. Is that it? Nope, it's not mix RGB either. Oh my goodness. I know what I'm looking for, and I just can't find it in here. RGB curve, event, texture. Well, I can add a color ramp too. I'll show you a color ramp. No, that's not going to work for that. Well, I don't know what I'm looking for here. So, anyways, I was going to have to do it just with a mixture. So, the mix shader, bump. How's that rational? You think that might work? Yeah, I don't know what I have no idea what the hell the multiplier is. I want an extra multiplier because I want it to have a lot of bumps in the carpet, right? All right, so let's see what this renders as. So it gives me a little texture on the carpet. And of course, you know, the rest of it renders before the carpet, obviously. Yeah, it kind of darkened it. I wouldn't say it looks more like carpet, though. Kind of from a distance. Give it a little bit of depth, a little bit of a noise filter in there. All right, let's add silverware. Let's see if I can make a silverware. This ought to be fun. I've never tried this before ever. So how would I make a silverware, Rational Martin, like a knife or something? Let's see here. All right, I want to add an object. Let me think here. I've used Bezier curves before. That'd be really hard. Check your scaling for the textures. I could, yeah, I might be able to change the textures on that too. Let me see if I can just add a simple freaking metal something, or like maybe like a plate. How about a plate underneath the bowl? Just make a metal plate. So I add maybe like a UV sphere, and just make it really. No, that's not gonna work. I want to be able to like curve something into there. That's not gonna work. How would I do that? Let's try to figure it out. That's not gonna work. This is a circle. I want to make a plate, a metal plate. So I'm going to have to start off with a sphere, and I have to deform it somehow. And I know how to deform. I just try to remember. Let's edit this down so I can make it smaller, like we did the goblet. But I'm going to take more off so I can flatten that. Let me see if I can actually deform this somehow. Rational says, I make the blade and handle separate for ease of the knife. Yeah, that might be. Let me see if I can actually add a modifier to deform this. It is. Let's just try simple deform. I know there's a way I can actually deform this, but I don't remember how. I just want to kind of flatten it. There's a way to do it with Benzer curves too. See these curves here? I am totally out of my element on these curves here. I've used them once or twice. I'm just giving it some kind of, trying to give it some deformation, but I don't know if that's going to work. Nah, no idea how it works again. I don't remember. All right, well, that's a bust there. How about just metal? When Dave comes in here, Dave will show us how to do all that stuff. We go to object. Okay. So let me just see if I can add something metal on here, just so I can get the color on it. We'll make it into a, how about a cup of some sort, or a metal something or other. Let's see here. Let me try something cool here. Let's see, I want to just do these. I want to extrude. Okay. This is going to be like a napkin holder or something, I guess. I just want something metal in there. That's all. I can see if I can make a metal texture, metal texture. That's all. So let's add modifier here. Oh, that came out okay. That's interesting. All right, let's try that. Let me see if I smooth it. Okay. Actually, you know what? I liked it before. I don't know what the hell it's going to render as, but I don't know what the hell that is, but we'll see. Let's see if I can just make a, that's not bad either. All right, well, let me like that. I'm just going to see if I can make it into a metal thing. So I'm going to go back to my node editor, and I need to add a couple things here to make it metal. I need a texture, an image texture, and I need a geometry. Where's my geometry? I'm going to add a map or two. Let's see. There's no geometry. I'll show you what the mapping does in a second, but I need a geometry vector. There we go. You gotta know what this stuff is by now, you know. All right, so now I gotta throw this stuff together. So I want, no, that's not the right geometry vector. Image texture, vector, You want me to make it? Oh, you know what? I made a teapot before, and I don't remember how I did it. The handle was kind of fun to make, Rational. Martian has asked me about making a teapot. I've actually made a teapot. You have to make like a handle, and I use those Benzer curves to make the handle. I just don't remember how to do it. But I'm looking for something very specific to put to that vector, and I cannot remember what it was. It's a, oh, wait, is that it? No. It is, oh, that's a texture coordinate. All right, so I want the texture coordinate. I need to go to the vector here. I'm gonna hook up to my mapping here, hooked up to my shader here. And I'm going to hook that up to my surface, and this is I don't really need that one. I'm going to make it into a metal thing. So let's see, shader. I think it's anisotropic, if I'm not mistaken. Let's try that one. Yeah, let's try that one, and then I'll make this into a metal. What this mapping does here, I can actually map something to a specific location and change the rotation if I have a picture on it. It'll actually, like for example, if I want a picture shining from like the camera, I can rotate it and shine it like I would if I had rotated the image like on the XYZ axis. So this is the metal color in the preview here. It looks pretty metallic, so let's see how it actually looks in the 3D render. Oh, that looks pretty metal. What do you guys think? Does that kind of look metal? Yeah, it looks pretty metallic to me. Let's add a fresh Chanel in there though, because that's going to reflect the light a bit more. So let's go to the node editor. I have no idea what the hell this is, by the way. I just made the shape. Let's go to the node editor, and let me see if I can add a fresh Chanel. Where's that? Man, I'm tired. I cannot even see half this stuff. Where is it? There we go. Okay, so this is my factor. So this is going to go in my, right here. Okay. Now, let me check it out. See, when I added that, see how much light it reflected, guys? It's reflecting a lot more light, making it into a much more type of metallic type color. I kind of like that view there. Okay, so I'm going to hit render from my camera and see what it looks like. Yeah, don't like that. Bad angle. Let's see here. Let's move this down a little bit. Get all three of these in here. I kind of want to look down on a down perspective of it, so I get a little bit of everything in there. Okay. How's that looking to you guys? Do you like the sky back here, or should we try something else? Let's go with. You know what? I can go with star background. I go to environmental texture and I go to open. I actually have a star background in here somewhere. Let's see here. In there, no. Background stars. Here we go. Oh, badass. How's that looking, guys? Table in space. And in the star background, I could actually move around as well. It's a way to do that, but it's a little complicated. So let's see if I can get that in there. All right, so how does that look? Let's try rendering that out. And see, this might be my final image. Yeah, anisotropy will give direction to smooth metal, like you said. Yeah, like lightly brushed aluminum. Exactly. The anisotropy will, if you have like a stainless steel pot, it'll give it that like reflection coming from a center. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know what anisotropics is. Yeah. Like cosmic background radiation has some large scale anisotropies, but anyways. It kind of distorted the bowl a little bit for that perspective, but it's livable. But it definitely made a nice little metallic color. Don't know what the hell that object is, but it's cool. Let's wait for it to render though. Well, this came out better than the my last one. I had to privatize it. It was really embarrassing. I couldn't get the cloth to drop because I wasn't in the right mode. What do you think, Dave? Not too bad? I mean, it made a nice little tablecloth, made a nice little wooden bowl, made a nice little metal something or other, and then made a nice little glass goblet or something. So kind of like 3 different materials there on a table, on some carpet floating in space. Yeah, my patrons are going, I'm giving money for this. What? Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool, man. That's not a bad little picture. Yeah, I'm gonna actually save that. Did you guys see that pretty well? Does that come out okay? All right, so that's your final render. I'm actually going to leave it like that. I kind of like that. It's just a carpet floating in space with a tablecloth on a wooden table with a wooden bowl, a metallic something or other, and then a glass here that's actually reflecting the stars too. That's kind of cool. Anything else you guys want to see? I mean, this is, like I said, I really got pissed at myself that I didn't remember how to do a cloth simulator. And I want to redeem myself, and I was obviously can't sleep too well tonight. So what do you guys think in the side chat there? Dave says, not bad at all. I actually like that. I think it came out pretty decent. And if you want to, you can actually save it in different locations. You can save it in different files just to show you guys. This is how you're saving it in different files. I have it in PNG, but if you want to do it in like a bitmap, you want to do it in JPEG, you can do it here. If you want to change it to movie format, this is what you do it right here. I just like this format. It comes out pretty decent. But I'm trying to think what else I can kind of show you guys. This Dave doesn't know fire and he won't help me. I'm actually surprised that metal showed up so well with the Fresnel. Well, actually, I'm going to end it like that because I think that actually is worth just leaving like that. So, guys, thank you for watching. Don't know why you did, but hey, whatever. This is my part 2, the Blender 2.77a, just to show you how to do a cloth simulator and make something look like this. Anyways, I'm going to watch TV, guys, and I thank you for watching. Tomorrow I have the Blender 2.77a, and I will try to do a particle simulator or something along those lines. I think that might be interesting to try to figure that out. Okay, and I will bid you guys a good night. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up.